A 2 days long meeting on the Global Commission on Adaptation has been taking place in the capital city of Dhaka on 9th and 10th July 2019, where various aspects of the Global Commission on Adaptation has been highlighted.
The first, we are here to learn from Bangladesh's experiences and vision. When it comes to adaptation, our best teachers are often those who are on the front lines of climate change. A few countries have more to teach us than Bangladesh. Bangladesh, thus, is our best teacher to learn about the adaptation.
In this context, in an exclusive interview with the Today's Wellness 24, the Chief Executive Officer of the Global Center on Adaptation, Prof.Dr. Patrick V.Verkooijen said, the Global Commission on Adaptation moves communities, cities and countries to proactively prepare for the disruptive impacts of climate change with urgency, fierce determination and foresight. So, we can take advantage of the best, most cost-effective solutions, reduce risk and come out stronger.
Now we're talking to the Professor Dr. Patrick, Chief Executive Officer of GCA. Now, thank you very much for joining with us.
Thank you very much indeed. It's an honor to be on your show.
Just a few times, 2 days long meeting has been held in the Bangladesh. How was the success of this meeting, do you think?
I think this was an extremely successful meeting. Why? First, it was the first ever meeting of the Global Commission on Adaptation, chaired by Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, in the Global South. And what better place than to go to Bangladesh? Why? Because for over 5 decades, Bangladesh has been struggling with a changing climate. And in that period, we have learned a lot from failure, what is not working, but particularly what is working here in Bangladesh. The purpose of the meeting of the last 2 days was to learn from adaptation action on the ground in Bangladesh and to listen. Earlier today, we were honored with the presence of Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. She outlined her broad vision of how to elevate the well-being of the people in Bangladesh in the next few years. That vision was complemented by a clear action plan on how to get there. We, as a Global Commission on Adaptation, are heartened by the leadership of the Prime Minister, but also we had a very important dialogue with local communities. Local communities who live at the front line of climate impacts engage with global commissioners under the chairmanship of Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, and they declared what would they need from the global community to elevate their well-being. So all in all, it has been a very successful meeting. We will take the recommendations from the people of Bangladesh to the global community. In return, there is a commitment from the Global Commission that the global community will respond to the specific needs of Bangladesh. So all in all, it was a very impactful meeting, I believe.
At the moment, Bangladeshi people would like to know that what is the achievement from this 2 days meeting for Bangladesh?
Yeah. So what we have heard from the Bangladesh participation over the last few days was very explicit. There is no time to wait to act. And it's also in the interest of people of Bangladesh and people across the globe to invest in climate adaptation. The urgency is now, and lots of action is happening and led by the people of Bangladesh itself. But there is a clear need from the Bangladeshi people, from your viewers, who also said, well, we need the global community to step in. Technical assistance, financial support, sharing solutions, and that's precisely what the dialogue was here today. We came here to listen, we came here to learn, and those lessons we will bring back home to our headquarters so that can be translated into concrete commitments flowing into Bangladesh.
Patrick, actually, we have come to know through this meeting that Bangladesh is going to be published its report on 10th September. Would you say something about that?
Yes, thank you very much. So, indeed, on September 10, the recommendations from this meeting will be published in a global action plan. An action plan which needs to translate into recommendations and actions in the field of agriculture, infrastructure, coastal resilience. So the input of these last few days, both from local communities, from government ministers, from civil society voices, from the Prime Minister herself, that provided the framework as input to this report. This report will be launched in Bangladesh, but also across the world. So we believe that the suggestions, the recommendations, and the requests which have been communicated here in the last few days are extremely important, and we're very committed to deliver on our actions.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.